I'm a young 30. Why should I get married? In a world where social norms and personal priorities continually evolve, the question of whether to get married has become increasingly common. Exploring the reasons behind this life-altering decision can offer valuable insight into the benefits and drawbacks of marriage. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Modern Pearls, aka Jazz, and today, why should I get married? This has been a question of mine for a while, but recently my dad asked me, do you not believe in marriage? So I'm a young 30, and I think I've seen and also heard people question whether they want to get married or not. If you're married, put that in the comments, or if you're unmarried and single, put that in the comments. So I'm curious to see where people differentiate with their desire for partnership. So I am currently in a relationship, but I am unmarried and I live separate from my partner. Marriage is definitely a goal of mine. More specifically, there are 5 categories that I think are very important to consider when getting married. These are things that I'm currently asking myself as I consider marriage, or if you're looking back at an old relationship and thinking if you could have married them. Let's just see if these categories match up with those expectations and aspirations. For the first category, marriage is a legal contract. Whether we want to acknowledge or not, marriage is a serious thing because it involves paperwork. Anything I think that involves paperwork is something to slow down, take your time, pause, okay? If I'm doing paperwork, like binding paperwork, like a contract, I need to read the fine print, and that's what I'm going to consider with a marriage. A benefit from that is that it's a recognized institution. So that is a part of our social norms in the United States. Basically, if you are married, there are certain things you can do and certain things you cannot do. But here's a couple of things you can do because you are married. Health benefits. You can gain health benefits from your partner. So I know some people that are in the military that got married for those reasons, or some people that have chosen other careers that do not offer health insurance. You can get on your partner's or spouse health insurance benefits at any given time. You know how they have open enrollment and you can only enroll in a certain time frame? Well, marriage is a change of status, so you can get on your partner's or spouse benefits. That's a plus. So also under the health aspect, you have recognition in the hospital system. I tell people this all the time. No one's going to acknowledge you if there's a wife or a husband. They don't have to listen to you. And I see this a lot where people think, well, I'm a lifelong partner. I am the sister. I am the child. No one cares if you're not the spouse. If you do not have other legal paperwork, an advance directive or a living will, a power of attorney, it doesn't matter because next of kin is your spouse. This can be a good and bad thing for some people, but for others that look at this as a good thing, you know, and you trust your partner, you have these conversations, they can make health decisions for you. And then we have wealth, the money aspect. So when it comes to marriage, you are entitled to your partner's fortune unless there is another piece of legal paperwork. Now, if there's a will or if there's a financial power of attorney, then that's a different story. But if you are the spouse and your partner dies, everything is then turned over to you. Now, I say that loosely because there is court decisions that have to be made, and also they have to uphold any previous debts. But this is a loose decision. It's not going to go to your cousin. It's not going to go to grandma. It's first in line, your spouse. I like this category a lot because it is basically you have a built-in support person. Now, I use this sparingly because you have to be in a good relationship to be able to say this. But in a marriage, you will have emotional stability. You will have a consistent partner that, for reasons, will not go anywhere. Yes, they can disappear. Yes, they can choose to live a different life. But typically, in marriage, you have a built-in partner. So someone that can listen to your stories, someone that can provide you some advice, and then someone that just provides a little bit of emotional stability when times get rough. So like right now, I'm going through a rough time, and so I would ultimately look to my husband, which I don't have, but I would look to my husband to help me. So anytime I consider a relationship, I always would say, whatever you're going through, your partner goes through. And this is like tenfold when you're married. Like, if I'm in the trenches, my partner is in the trenches with me. It's my partner, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are in it for the long haul, and ultimately you want to make sure you're giving your partner a safe space and your partner gives you a shoulder to lean on. Third, if marriage is worth it, is life blending. Life blending, you are two individual people that are coming together to make a community. This means your lifestyle is now integrated with theirs. So things you like to do as far as your routine, as far as your standards of living, as far as your boundaries, have to be discussed with someone else. You know, if you live under the same roof, which most partners do, some do not, for different reasons, you have to figure out, like, do you want to have an open door policy where you leave your door unlocked and anybody can come in, stop by at any given moment? Or are you two kind of like private where people have to call, no one has your address? I know some people like that. You know, how open are you with your extended family? Like, you're blending your lifestyles. Is one person a shopper? Is one person a spender? Is one person the saver? You know, how much of your resources are you planning on sharing? So do you want to have similar bank accounts? I kind of feel like with the blending of a lifestyle, you figure that out somewhat in dating. That's at least for me. I'm figuring out what has to happen in order for this to be a union. So what are my boundaries and expectations of my partner? I'm actually figuring it out in therapy, because as I thought I knew, I actually do not know, because this version of me at this age is constantly evolving, constantly changing. And so I have to redesign what I considered my norm and what I would look for in my household and the way I want it ran. But for the most part, I want my husband to be the head of the household. That is going to look a little bit different, because you can't sign anything unless I also agree or approve. So it is still a partnership, but I would like to not have to worry as much about the smaller decisions. They are already handled and taken care of, or I can go to my partner with household things and they can be resolved without me ever having to be involved. That's what I consider with blending life. Another aspect of blending life is culture. So religious practices, what kind of food you guys eat, what kind of clothes you wear, where you like to settle, so what community surroundings you want. What does that look like? Baby, my dad asked me, are you sure you want to do this? Well, no, I don't know, but I'm gonna have to try some things out before I figure out what's best for me. But at the end of the day, marriage is not something that I want to jump into so quickly. I am making a sound decision, and I can see more aspects and experience and kind of work on some of these categories as I'm figuring out whether I'm going to be married or not. Number 4 is performance. So when you're thinking about getting married, or if you're thinking that marriage is worth it, do you think about your partner's performance? So what expectations do you have for them? Do you want someone, like I said, I want my partner to be the head of household, so I expect him to be a leader. I need that. I want to chill out. I don't necessarily want to be uninvolved, but I definitely want my partner to protect me, provide a safe surrounding for me. I want him to look at me as if I am everything. I'm it. I'm like luxury. That's what I need. If I'm not luxury, if I'm your reliable, that's too comfortable and casual for me. I'm gonna need to be, you are the essence of everything that I embody. Like, baby, talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. I like that. I like my man to be like, yeah, that's mine, and I treat it with care. Like, along with the performance, you have boundaries, so you have expectations. I consider boundaries a fluid topic. Some things you don't know until you get there. Some things you're like, oh, actually that right there, that's a boundary. Don't cross it. I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want you igging me right now. That's a boundary that we're never going to be able to cross, and I have the expectation that I need you to uphold X, Y, and Z. Simple. And in a marriage, you need to be with someone that respects your boundaries. Not unrealistic things, boundaries. Not like, oh, you did not do the laundry this Monday because you were feeling sick, that you crossed my boundary. I mean things that embody your morals and values. Things that are not in line with your goals. Those type of things I expect as far as boundaries. Another category in performance is external factors. Like, are you letting people in your business? Are you letting the naysayers, the peanut gallery, mom and pop, you know what I mean? Like, are you letting them make decisions for you? How involved are you to external pressures? How do external pressures affect you? Do they determine how you perform? Do they dictate your behavior? And also, like, are you able to separate us in this relationship, my shortcomings, my downfalls, with family expectations? Like, your family's gonna look at me as if I'm, you know, goody two shoes because I put it on real nice. But you gonna know I have shortcomings. I'm not perfect. But I don't expect your family to know every downfall I've ever made. So where does that lie? Do you have a mutual person that you guys talk to? Or, you know, are you guys a little bit more private? Keep things in the house. Those are things to consider. Like, we outside, we inside. We in this or we out of it. And then number 5 is partnership. That's what we're talking about. At the end of the day, marriage is a blended union. Marriage is a coming together. Marriage is not the separation. Marriage is the addition. And so in partnership, you have the benefit of splitting bills. You have the benefit of sharing chores. You have the benefit of brainstorming. So having a built-in partnership where you have a teammate. We in this together. Again, if I'm drowning, you drowning, right? I'm just saying, if I'm drowning, you should be drowning. You can't be living the best life and I'm just in the gutter, and vice versa. Because if my man needs me, I'm gonna put in the work and the effort. I'm gonna put in the time, and we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get through this together. So, are you a partnership in this marriage? Should you get married? So for me, I still believe in marriage, but I believe in marriage a little bit different. I don't think marriage dictates when you should have children. So will I get married? Yes, I will definitely get married because I like the idea of the tradition. I like the legal aspects, and you know, I like I like the idea of having something that is so special to me and something that is so rewarding, but also like very challenging. Like, I like the discipline that marriage offers, and I want that to be a part of my life. I am waiting. I am not in a rush by any means, because in some ways, baby, I'm still very selfish. I'm excited to see the day that my man made it happen. Okay. So, do you believe in marriage? Is that something that you're interested in? Let me know. So I thank you for coming for this TED Talk today. Should you get married? I don't know. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.